It's called The Principle. The music cut. The crowd roared. And then Cardi B leaned into the mic and said something that instantly sent the internet into meltdown mode. You can't be out here playing with a B like me. In that moment, her Little Miss Drama tour stop in San Francisco turned into something else entirely. It wasn't just a performance anymore. It felt personal, raw, unfiltered. Just weeks after her highly publicized split from NFL star Stefon Diggs, Cardi didn't drop a carefully worded statement. She didn't post a vague Instagram quote. She took the stage and said exactly what she felt, in front of thousands. I'm too sexy to be lonely and too grown to be played with. The crowd exploded. Clips of the rant hit TikTok and X within minutes. Fans started dissecting every word, every facial expression, every pause. Was she venting? Sending a message? Confirming rumors? Or reclaiming her power? Because this wasn't random energy. This felt directed. And if you followed Cardi B for long enough, you know one thing. When she speaks like that, there's always a story behind it. But to understand why this moment hit so hard, you have to rewind to how this whole situation with Stefon Diggs even began. It started quietly. No dramatic announcement. No red carpet debut with matching outfits. Just whispers. After her turbulent split from Offset, fans began noticing something new: Cardi B and NFL star Stefon Diggs appearing in the same circles. A few outings. A few photos. A few coincidental sightings that didn't feel so accidental. Then came the headlines. Suddenly, entertainment blogs were connecting the dots. Social media pages were reposting clips. Fans were debating whether this was a rebound, a power move, or the start of something serious. Neither of them gave deep interviews about it, but the chemistry looked real enough to keep the speculation alive. For Cardi, it seemed like a fresh chapter. New energy. New vibe. A break from the chaos that had defined her on and off relationship history. But just as quickly as it started trending, things went quiet. No more public appearances. No playful online interactions. Fans noticed subtle digital shifts, follows disappearing, posts being deleted, timelines being scrubbed clean. Nothing officially confirmed. Just silence. And in celebrity world, silence can be louder than any statement. Rumors started circulating. Some reports claimed tension behind the scenes. Others suggested the relationship simply fizzled out. There's no confirmed breakdown of what happened, only online buzz and fan theories trying to fill in the blanks. But one thing became clear. Whatever it was, it didn't end softly. Because when Cardi finally addressed it, she didn't use a press release. She used a stage. And then it happened. Mid-show. Mid-energy. No warning. Cardi paused the music, stepped forward, and the tone shifted instantly. The crowd expected hype. What they got was heat. It's called The Principle, she began, not laughing, not smiling. Focused. You can't be out here playing with AB like me. There's N.S. out here praying for AB like me. You hear me? The delivery wasn't playful. It wasn't vague. It felt pointed. Personal. The audience reacted in real time, screams, cheers, phones shooting up into the air. Within minutes, the clip was everywhere. TikTok captions calling it a breakup confirmation. X threads analyzing who she was talking about. Fans stitching the video with their own theories. Then she doubled down. I'm too sexy to be lonely and too grown to be played with. That line hit like a slogan. Empowering on the surface. But underneath it, there was edge. Frustration. Maybe even hurt. This wasn't a polished PR moment. It didn't sound rehearsed. It sounded like someone who had been holding something in and decided that night was the night to let it out. And what made it even more explosive was the timing. The split with Stefon Diggs had barely cooled in the headlines. No joint statement. No detailed explanation. Just radio silence until this. Some fans believe it was a direct response to whatever happened behind closed doors. Others think it was Cardi reclaiming her narrative before anyone else could twist it. Nothing has been officially confirmed about the exact cause of their breakup. Reports claim tension. Rumors suggest misunderstandings. But Cardi's tone made one thing clear: she felt disrespected. And when Cardi B feels disrespected, she doesn't whisper. She broadcasts. But here's where it gets even more interesting. This isn't the first time she's processed relationship drama in public. If this felt familiar, that's because it was. Cardi B has never been the type to hide heartbreak behind closed doors. When her past relationship with Offset hit turbulence, the world didn't find out through whispers. It found out through music, live videos, and raw, emotional moments that blurred the line between celebrity and real life. So when she lit up that stage in San Francisco, fans instantly connected the dots. Was this another chapter in a pattern? Now, to be clear, every relationship is different. There's no confirmed report detailing what went wrong between Cardi and Stefon Diggs. But online chatter has been loud. Rumors suggest there may have been disagreements behind the scenes. Some fans speculate about possible trust issues. Others believe it simply didn't work out under the pressure of public scrutiny. Nothing verified. Just conversation. But here's what makes the comparison hard to ignore. Cardi processes emotions out loud. She turns pain into punchlines, disappointment into declarations. When she feels slighted, she doesn't shrink, she amplifies. And that intensity is part of why fans love her. Still, critics argue that public callouts can escalate situations, that airing frustrations on stage adds fuel to media speculation. And some are asking whether history is quietly repeating itself, another high-profile romance that started hot and ended louder than expected. But there's also another way to look at it. Maybe this isn't repetition. Maybe it's evolution. Because this time, there was no long back and forth online. No drawn-out public feud. Just one sharp statement that sounded less like chaos and more like a boundary. And that shift matters. But while Cardi's voice echoed through the venue, one voice remained completely absent from the conversation. And that silence raised even more questions. While Cardi was trending, Stefon Diggs was quiet. No cryptic tweets. No interview responses. No late-night live stream clearing the air. Just silence. And in situations like this, silence speaks volumes. Fans immediately noticed. Within hours of Cardi's rant going viral, social media users flooded Diggs' pages looking for any sign of a reaction. A deleted post, a subtle caption, even a petty like. But nothing surfaced. Some believe that's intentional. Athletes, especially at Diggs' level, often operate under a different PR machine. Image is calculated. Reactions are filtered. Public drama can impact brand deals, team dynamics, and long-term reputation. So staying quiet might not be avoidance, it might be strategy. But that didn't stop the internet from filling in the blanks. Online debates exploded. Was he blindsided? Was he choosing the bigger person route? Or was the silence confirmation that there was more to the story? It's important to note, there are no verified reports confirming misconduct, betrayal, or specific wrongdoing. Most of what's circulating is speculation fueled by timing and tone. And speculation spreads fast when emotions are involved. Still, the contrast was striking. On one side, a global superstar venting in front of thousands. On the other, an NFL star saying nothing at all. Two completely different approaches to the same breakup. And that difference only amplified the narrative. Because when one person speaks loudly and the other doesn't speak at all, the public naturally starts choosing sides. But beneath the noise, there's a bigger question forming. Was this about empowerment, or was it about something deeper? At some point, it stops being just a relationship. It becomes content. Clips. Headlines. Comment sections. That's the reality when two high-profile names get involved. Love doesn't stay private. It becomes public property the second a photo leaks or a lyric feels too specific. And when it ends, the breakup doesn't fade quietly, it trends. Cardi B didn't issue a formal statement. She didn't sit down for a polished interview. She let the emotions spill out in real time, in front of thousands, knowing it would travel far beyond that stage. That choice alone says something about how she handles heartbreak. Direct, loud, unapologetic. Stefon Diggs chose the opposite route. Silence. And that contrast turned a personal split into a public debate. But here's the deeper layer. When Cardi said she was too grown to be played with, it wasn't just about one man. It sounded like a boundary, a declaration, a reminder to herself as much as anyone else. Maybe this wasn't about revenge. Maybe it wasn't about exposing anything. Maybe it was about reclaiming control before the narrative spun out of her hands. In the world of celebrity, perception moves faster than truth. Rumors suggest one thing. Reports claim another. Fans build entire storylines from seconds-long clips. But at the center of all that noise are two real people navigating something personal under a spotlight that never dims. And that's the real story. Because when love becomes a headline, it stops being simple. For Cardi, this moment may just become another chapter, another experience turned into fuel, maybe even music. She's built a career out of turning chaos into currency, emotion into empowerment. And if there's one thing history shows, it's this. When Cardi B speaks, the world listens. But what she does next, that's the part everyone's waiting to see.